Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Today, I went to the Made in New Hampshire Expo today, and look who I got to meet from WMUR News 9. I got to meet Gene Mackin and Mike Cherry from WMUR News 9. And it was a very fun event at the Made in New Hampshire Expo, and they always do a great job putting on the Made in New Hampshire Expo. Good job, Made in New Hampshire Expo. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I enjoyed seeing all the businesses that are right here in New Hampshire. Let's get to some other news this evening, right now. Driver pulls himself from flaming wreck after sliding off Francistown Road. A commuter Friday morning had to pull himself from the burning wreck of his vehicle after sliding off the road and into a tree. The man was on Greenfield Road when he skidded on slushy snow and went into the tree line, according to the Francistown Fire and Rescue officials. They said the unidentified driver was able to get out of the burning car without suffering any burns or injuries. The road was reduced to a single lane as firefighters first dealt with the fire, then oversaw removing the vehicle. Francistown was assisted by Peterborough Ambulance and New Hampshire State Police. The accident is under investigation. And here is a photo of that car. Take a look right here. And here is another photo right here, as you can see. Suspected bath salt dealer raided in Claremont in wake of one-legged man threatening officers while high. A man, police say, was dealing bath salt along with other illegal drugs is on the run, according to investigators who executed a search warrant at the Woodsocket Avenue home Thursday. James J.J. Stott, 30, is allegedly part of a criminal operation dealing bath salt, fentanyl, heroin, and buprenorphine, according to the Claremont Police Detective Stephen Lee. Police raided the 35 Woodsocket Avenue home after months of investigation alleging drug activity there, said Lee. Claremont Police, along with Sullivan County Sheriff's deputies and other officers from New Hampshire's Probation and Parole Office, participated in serving the warrant. In the home, Lee said officers found a substantial quantity of suspected heroin or fentanyl in buprenorphine and suspected bath salt. Officers also found a 9mm semi-automatic handgun and about $2,500 in cash. Police have an arrest warrant charging Swan with 2 felony counts of sale of controlled drugs. Lee stated that Swant sold the drugs while already out on bail on charges of stalking, simple assault, violating a protection order, and resisting arrest. Police did arrest Carrie, 28, and charged her with 2 felony counts of conspiracy to commit sale of controlled drugs and 3 felony counts of possession of controlled drugs with intent to distribute. Carey was out on bail on pending felony charges of escape and attempted escape, as well as prior drug charges, according to Lee. Bath salts are the street name for a crystalline synthetic stentome that the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids Foundation states can cause paranoia, combat, and violent behavior, confusion, and other serious health problems. This week, Claremont man Elroy M. Teller Jr., 54, was indicted on charges accusing him of threatening to kill 2 police officers in the Market Basket parking lot while he was reportedly high on bath salt. It is not known if Terrell purchased the drugs from Carey or Stantaw. Anyone with information about this investigation or about the whereabouts of Stantaw can call the Claremont Police Department Detective Chase at 542-7010 or email cpiehl@claremontnewhampshire.com. Manchester man faces DWI, other charges after road rage incident. A 24-year-old Manchester man was charged with drunken driving and disobeying an officer after road rage incident in Hooksett Friday afternoon, according to local police. Local officers responded at 4:38 p.m. to report of a driver speeding through the Rose Corner Lane neighborhood. According to Sergeant Christopher Bucker, after a resident told the driver, Owen Puskley, to slow down, Puskley got out of the car and got into an argument with that person. When another resident tried to intervene, Puskley struck that man in the face and then fled in his car, police said. After a brief pursuit, Puskley's car was pulled over and he was arrested on a repeat DWI offense, disobeying a police officer and having an open container of alcohol. Puskley was released on personal recognition bail. He faces an April 2nd arraignment in the 6th Circuit Court, Hooksett Division. The man who was punched declined to press charges, police said. Alton murder case may stand alone in New Hampshire legal history. The juvenile court proceedings likely to await the 11-year-old boy accused of murdering an Alton couple spring from a 1988 law and will be tested in unprecedented ways, according to New Hampshire legal experts. Several former prosecutors and defense lawyers said they had never heard of a murder case involving an offender this young in New Hampshire, and especially a child accused of killing more than one person. Former Attorney General Michael Delaney, now a business litigator with the McLean Middleton law firm in Manchester, said he too is unaware of someone this young being charged with intentionally causing another person's death. The Alton couple, James Eckert, 48, and Lizzie Eckert, 50, both chiropractors, were remembered during Friday's funeral for doting on their patients and their 3 children, a girl and 2 boys who were home schooled. Cole said James Eckert continues to give even as he goes home, telling mourners that crowd and brick church that Eckert's organs had been donated, giving others the gift of health. Prosecutors say they can't reveal the relationship this boy has to the Alton couple or other details about the tragedy. New Hampshire has no minimum age when a child can be charged with crime in possession through the juvenile court system, as this boy will be in. Massachusetts, no child under 8 can be charged even in juvenile court. The minimum age in Vermont is 10. As the union leader first reported last week, New Hampshire has for 30 years had a law on the books that say minors under 13 can't be charged in adult court for any crime, included murder. There are 23 states and the District of Columbia that allow a child of any age to potentially face trial in an adult court for at least one crime, and most often that offense is murder, according to the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. Another 6 states permit children younger than 13 to be tried for as adults if a judge decides that the case should go to adult court. In 2005, then state prosecutor Will Dilker told the state Senate his legal research found the 1988 law lowering the age to 13 in New Hampshire came after a murder case here involving a young offender. Dilker is currently a Supreme Court judge. Delaney said Dilker, as a judge, would likely not speak publicly about a case that never was aired in public. This case was before Delaney's career as a state prosecutor, and he didn't recall hearing about it. One person who did was Paul Horney, a now retired criminal defense lawyer who, for much of the 1980s, headed up the Public Defender's Homicide Unit along with his former law firm partner Mark Sisti and Allen. Scoocher worked as a public defendant applicant lawyer in the late 1990s and said back then there was even more secrecy overall all matters involving young juveniles. The boy in Alton has been charged with reckless or second-degree murder under juvenile law, but that may not be just about the facts of this crime, Schiffer said. Assistant Attorney General Jeffrey Ward told reporters last week once this child turned 18, the state could ask a judge to extend that detention through to 21. Delaney said the State Department of Health and Human Services would recommend the judge where the child should be detained, and that place could be outside the state. Eversource seeks temporary rate hike. Eversource New Hampshire is seeking state regulators to approve a temporary rate increase to recover millions spent to modernize its electric system. If approved, the temporary rate on July 1st would equal about 2% across all customer groups, or 33 million. This would add 3.50 more to the monthly bill of typical resident customers using 600 kilowatt hours per month, officials said. In February, filing with the Public Utilities Commission, the company asked regulators to make the first update in a decade to rates that the utility charges that relate to its distribution system. The filing was delayed until the company sold the last of its power plant last year, officials said. Over the past decade, the company has made $1 billion in equipment changes that reduced the frequency and duration of power outages, company executives said. Based on past practice, it's likely to take state regulators nearly a year to complete its review, so payment rates are not likely until the spring of 2020, officials said. And a reminder, Powerball drawing is this evening, and let's take a look at that Powerball estimated jackpot in cash value right here. And the drawing is tonight, so go and get your Powerball tickets, and you might be a lucky winner tomorrow morning. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. President Trump in a great mood after Mueller report passed to DOJ, sources say. He told those gathered at his Palm Beach retreat he was glad it's over. Just after the news broke that Supreme Counsel Robert Mueller had finished his 22-month-long investigation into alleged Russia meddling in the 2016 campaign, President Donald Trump appeared to excel. The president, who was described by source as being in a great mood, spent a festive evening dining on the patio at Mar-a-Lago with First Lady Melania Trump, the First Lady's parents, and the couple's son, Barron. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.